Little bit of background information before we start the PowerPoint.
According to the article, coal supplies nearly half of U.S. electricity needs annually. Coal is a mineral that consists of densely packed organic carbon, which when burned produces energy. It is also considered to be a fossil fuel. When it is burned, trace elements produce a great amount of air quality pollution. Coal itself can have impurities. Some of these and their causes are listed on the slide. The MTVF enables surface mines to expand by large amounts in size in order to extract embedded coal strata. The steps of this process include clearing existing forests, removing topsoil, the use of explosives and heavy machinery to loosen and remove the dirt and rock, the use of mechanized drag lines to remove rubble, the disposal of overburden, which is excess debris, into adjacent valleys, which are called valley fills, the washing of the coal, and then after the coal is out of the mine, the companies must perform reclamation activities. These processes are regulated by several federal laws and multiple government agencies that are also listed on the slide.
How are aquatic ecosystems affected by mining in MTVF? The food web of aquatic ecosystems are affected because of the decreasing salamander population. Sensitive species such as Heptageniae are lost due to a decrease in aquatic biodiversity. Why are these particular organisms affected? Many organisms lose their habitat, or if not lost completely, they become too high in solute concentrations.
Mountaintop mining with valley fill operations have both local and regional effects on aquatic ecosystems. The largest effect is the local destruction of the stream segments below the valley fills. These segments are converted into waste systems at the base of fills, which form into ponds with new water, and the original water of the stream no longer exists. Two other impacts at the local level are permanent loss of forest soils and altered hydrology. The altered hydrology occurs as a result of reduced vegetation in the affected areas. Longitudinal effects of MTVFs result from changes in the watershed scale that alter stream hydrology. These changes come from rainfall, differences in soil topography, and can result in an overall loss of vegetation in the area. Contaminants like sulfate and more are emitted into the streams as a result of coal mining, and this can result in contaminated surface water. This causes increasing conductivity in streams that lie directly below the valley fills.
The figure that I have chosen actually includes 4 separate figures. Each figure is labeled from A to D, and the common factor that is shown in all 4 is how ecosystems are affected by MTVF. In figure A, it shows that there are more at-risk fish and mussel species in states near and or surrounding Kentucky. In figure B, it simply shows a picture of a blue salamander. In figure C, it shows that there are several hotspots of rarity and richness in California, and also a hotspot in part of Kentucky and a few of the surrounding states. In figure D, it shows that the largest variety of species is in or around several of the southeastern states, excluding Florida.
Mitigation practices for mountaintop removal first include creating new streams on the mining site to replace the old ones, and then the second would be to restore the old ones the best they can. Third would be to reconfigure the mine drains around the channels with like rocks and wood to create some structure, and then lastly would be to assess that new structure and see if its new function is actually helping the ecosystem. But there are limitations to these mitigations. One is that there really is no way of measuring how well they are working in terms of ecological function. Another would be that creating streams is not the same as restoring streams. So like the flow pattern of water is destroyed, and that cannot necessarily be restored. And by simply adding new structure is not going to necessarily help the function. Conclusions would be that mountaintop removal is very damaging, including loss of headwater, pollution, decrease in water quality, and a way of measuring that would be the conductivity of the water, and then lastly that mitigation and restoration practices are not successful.
What could be done to improve the current deficiencies in reclamation and mitigation? Other than leaving the aquatic ecosystems alone, miners could limit their mining to places where there are little to no aquatic species. This way, they would not have to worry about soil erosion or changing the path of water delivery.
Figure 2 displays a headwater stream, which, as displayed, has multiple different usages for one single headwater stream for one single organism. Now, if we were to think about all the different types of organisms using this tactic to live and survive, it would be detrimental.